Hey everybody, welcome back to the series about trauma in our brain. Today we're going to be learning about locus of control, and this is something that us therapists talk about with clients sometimes that has to do with like who is in control of your body. And for people who have experienced trauma, sometimes that's really hard to try to navigate and figure out. So we're going to tease through that just a little bit so you can kind of get an idea of what that means and you're able to talk to your therapist or mental health provider more about that. And again, just a disclosure, this is not therapy. This is just some generalized information for you guys to use in your therapy sessions or in your own research that you're doing to try to figure out how to handle your history with trauma a little bit better. Okay, so let's talk about locus of control. So you have external and internal locus of control. External means that you feel like things affect you and affect how your life is going. So a person with complete external locus of control would say like, they made me angry. They made me not be able to go to work today. They made me hit the wall. You made me abuse you, for example. So you see a lot of people who are in that cycle of abuse that will say, you made me so angry that you did this to me. My coworkers did this to me. So it's all of this external swirl of control that affect you and is just like coming at you all the time, and they are making you do things. It's making me angry. It's making me depressed. The internal locus of control is all inside of your body. It is, I made them so angry that they left me. I should have done better at the dishes and maybe they wouldn't be so mad. I am at fault for the divorce. I am the one that needs to handle all of, controlling my family's emotions or whatever so that they can feel happy or they can feel like they're safe. So, can you see how maybe that the one way of thinking can be a negative for any person? So, to have a person that's only externally focused and to have someone who's only internally focused can make it very difficult to navigate the world. And unfortunately, sometimes external people get very much into relationships with internal people. So it's, you made me do this, you made me do this. The internal person saying, it's all my fault, it's all my fault. And then you kind of have this relationship where it's an unhealthy balance of control. And if you have that external locus of control, one of the problems with having that is that it gives away all of your power. You're saying, I'm powerless. You made me do this, you made me do that, the world makes me do this. And you've given away all of your power. Everything that you can control, and there are many things that you can, you've just given that away. And the problem with the internal locus control people is you're carrying all of it and you're not allowing any of it to go away. So external people are kind of light in that sense. The internal people are carrying this baggage that is just loading them down, and they can't navigate their day because it is so heavy. So the hope is that working with your therapist, you can kind of discern of like what you are in control of and what you're not in control of. And it's that wonderful prayer that people in 12-step programs use about how God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I think that really sums up that locus of control feeling is, I need to know what I'm capable of controlling, and I need to not let outside forces control those things. And the same as I cannot control other people, and I need to not push that on other people. So it is kind of a difficult thing to navigate because any situation can have multiple different outcomes in your brain of internal and external locus of control. So for example, let's talk about maybe you're at work today and you are a construction worker And the boss person comes up to you and is like, I need you to do this, and I need you to do that, and I need you to do that. And internally you're thinking, oh my gosh, I have all these bills to pay, my wife is sick, I've got to go home and teach the kid because, we're doing this virtual learning right now. So you've got a lot of things swirling around inside your brain. You have an external force talking to you. And then your boss person comes up to you and is like, well, listen, if you can't figure out your job today, you're going to go home. So an external locus of control person who only sees things from that point of view would say something like, well, fine, if you don't appreciate that I have stuff going on in my head and what I'm going through, then I don't care, I'm going to quit because I don't like your business anyway. An internally locus of control person would be like, oh my gosh, this is one more thing I'm not good at, I can't handle it, I'm not able to do this, I might as well just quit my job because I can't do all this, I'm no good at it, I can't balance all this stuff. Both are reasonable ways to think, but the problem is we've automatically went to our default, external or internal. We've went to our default because it works for us generally, and now we're in a situation where we may not have a job, either because we're going to quit or because we're going to yell at the boss and be fired. So, what is good in this situation is to think about what is really going on. So to process this, take a moment, take 4 or 5 deep breaths, and really think about what you're feeling. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling unheard by my boss. I'm feeling frustrated because I can't get this done fast enough. I'm feeling angry that he does not understand what I'm going through. Okay? And then think of what your circle of control is. You can control yourself. You can control your thoughts. And doing so, you can control your feelings. So, you can either think, he's a terrible boss, he's being mean to me, he doesn't understand. Or you can choose to kind of rework those and think, okay, I'm in control of what I can do. I can let him know that I don't have blah, blah, blah to finish this job on the time that he's wanting me to finish it. I can come down to his level and be like, I don't like that you talk to me that way. I'm doing my best work that I can do. If I need to go home for today, I can do that. So those are things you have control over. And when you take it down a notch and don't focus on your external locus of control, just on you and what you can control, then you can have that reasonable conversation with your boss. Now for my internal locus of control people, and you're thinking you're not good enough, this is not okay, I'm going to have to quit, you can say to yourself, wow, I have a lot on my plate right now. My wife is sick, my kids still need me to do school, my boss is upset with me, I'm feeling overwhelmed at this job. Maybe I need to really look at this and talk to my boss and tell him how I'm feeling. So come back and talk to him at a calm level and say, hey, this is what's going on. I may need to take today off if that's possible. I'm just feeling really overwhelmed for today. And so you've said what you needed. You've been able to calm down, and you've really been able to focus in on what you can control. And it's not good to have only external or only internal locus of control. When someone is yelling at you, it is not okay for them to be yelling at you, but it is also not okay for you to be sitting there thinking this is your fault. And that is why it takes time with a therapist and time with yourself to kind of navigate those conversations with either your mental health professional or yourself. So, locus of control. I hope that is helpful for you guys. And if you have any questions, put them in the comment box. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.